Welcome back to another video, traders, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Tesla Trends. I'm TJ. We got a great video for you today, but before we get into that, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time, and it's been frequently requested in the comments. This is going to be an actual trade that I made today on Tesla. The reason it's taken me a while to do a trade video is because I haven't been trading Tesla for a while, which may seem weird because I have a Tesla analysis channel. I look at the chart every day and make videos every day. So why haven't I been trading the chart? Well, the main reason is because we've been in a prolonged downturn. Ever since we really hit the high at 900 months ago, we've been steadily working lower. And for me, one of my personal trading rules that I've developed over my experience is that I don't trade stocks, or I don't buy puts against stocks that I like. I don't like to trade against stocks that I'm bullish on. I think you can certainly be successful doing it, but it makes it harder to manage the psychology of trading, which I think is really the hardest part about any trade. There's plenty of factors that go into a successful trade. Timing it right, making sure the market's moving in the direction that you're going into. Obviously, managing your risk and your risk reward profile is probably the hardest skill to master and the most important in any trade. So as you develop as a trader, you make certain rules for yourself, and one that I've come to live by is that I don't trade against stocks that I'm bullish on. It's just psychologically, it makes it a more difficult and more stressful experience, because if you're betting against a stock that you like, in the back of your mind, you're constantly thinking that it could turn around at any moment. And so it's difficult to stay committed and convicted to a trade plan when psychologically you're personally against the thought of that trade, if that makes any sense. And on the other side of that same coin, obviously there's been bounces, there's been uptrends as we've gone through the past 3 months. Although the larger trend has been working down, there's certainly been weeks where we've had big gains. Certainly could have made a lot of money buying calls or just scalping equity itself. But the larger trend has still been downward, and I haven't taken a trade personally. And I think another reason that goes into it is I know you guys have been requesting it, and as the channel has grown, I guess I've been I wanted to make a trade video, obviously, with a successful trade. And I think I put unnecessary pressure on myself, and it's made me very hesitant to take any trade on Tesla, because not only do I want to show you guys that yes, I know what I'm talking about and I can trade this stock and this chart, but just for myself, to prove to myself that even on a downtrending stock, I know this stock well enough to make money off of it. Anyway, so here's the trade. This is what I was looking at today for Tesla. So if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I make videos every day, and we've been talking about this downtrend line coming into the support at 670 for at least a couple of weeks now. Basically the last 2 weeks. We had support up here at 695, which was tested a couple times, broken and even recovered, and didn't really hold up too well. And so we've been following this downtrend certainly all this week back into the support at 670, testing it on Wednesday, testing it again yesterday, on Tuesday, again yesterday, on Wednesday, and just barely holding up. And then after hours here, falling below, recovering this morning, and then the sharp drop here. And I think that's really when I decided that I was going to buy a put today, and I thought about a few different ways to trade it. I've been selling a lot of bull put spreads on SPY lately, and I thought about selling a bear call spread here, but I wanted to do a day trade. I wanted to be in and out because Tesla has been so inconsistent and the market is in a weird spot. So I decided that it was going to be a put. I was going to buy close to the money put, and I was going to have a very small profit target, hopefully hit it very quickly and get out. And so the other two things that I looked at before I decided to make this trade were the SPY, the S&P 500 index. So I made this trade around 10 a.m. this morning. As you can see, we had some strength pre-market with the SPY, and then we started to pull back here coming into 9:50 and 10 a.m. And I knew that basically the next support level here, this purple line, was the long-term growth trend. And so we were still right around this level, 414.78. We had room to fall, right? We still had some room to fall on the SPY before we were going to hit this support. So I felt like there was room to the downside on the market. I also looked at the QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. And same thing around 10 a.m., this 950 bar, these are 10-minute charts, by the way. There's no support down here. I'll zoom out so you guys can see. This is the long-term growth trend channel for the NASDAQ here. And we've been flirting with this for the last 3 days. Last night, or at the end of the market, we kind of fell below it, never really got above it into the open here. So down here, we're below this trend line. There's really not much support in this vicinity. And again, it was around 10 a.m. here, so right in between basically this bar. So I knew there was room to fall for the NASDAQ as well. So I have room to the downside on both the NASDAQ and the SPY. And obviously on Tesla's chart, we're below this support that I've been talking about for a long time, the big support at 669, and we're also below our downtrend line. I felt confident that there was room to the downside there. Here, all right, so let's look at the trade that I took. We're right around 668, I believe. It's pretty close to my entry. It might have even been all the way up here at 669. And normally, I would wait for a full bar to confirm below this support line before I'd think about entering a trade. So I'd wait until 10:10, see this full bar below the support line, and I'd say, all right, let's see if we can get continuation on this trend now that we've confirmed below this line, and then maybe take the trade here and see how far we can ride this down, because again, there's not really much support down here either, and I probably would have been, I could have made certainly a lot more than I did on this trade. But regardless, I wanted to be close to the money, and I wanted to be in and out. So here's the trade that I took. I got filled at 10:04.44, and I got out at 10:06.17. So just over a minute and a half I was in this trade. This was for Friday, so it was a 1 day to expiration put option at 665, and again the stock was right around 668, so very close to the money. And I got filled for 900. I think it was around 925 or so when I put the order in. It was jumping a little bit. I think it took me almost a minute to get filled or so. But so I had a trade plan. Basically, I was just going to try and make $100 on this trade, hopefully get in and out quickly. So I set my limit order for 900. Like I said, I got filled in about a minute. As soon as I got filled, I put in a limit order to sell at 1,000. And as we saw, it was just over a minute and a half later that I got filled on that. And it wasn't even that stressful. We were pretty much came up. We'll go back to the chart now. So we were pushing against this resistance, and right around when I got filled, we kind of pulled back and started working back down. So I felt pretty good pretty much the whole time, and again it was easy because it was only a minute and a half. We pushed back down a few points, and as soon as it got really around 665, might not have even got all the way there, I got filled. In and out, $100, easy trade, right? And, obviously I watched this for the next couple hours, and I saw the premium on those options go all the way up to 15 or 16. I could have easily made, $600 or maybe even $700 if I had just held on till 11, 10 or so. But that's part of trading, and as I said earlier on in this video, this is a fairly stressful trade for me, honestly, for just personal psychological reasons, and hopefully now I'll feel better about the next one. But for me, it felt good to get a win betting against a stock that I really like, something I don't ever really normally do. But you guys have been asking for me to show you a Tesla trade, and I've been trying to make that happen for you. Since we're in this downtrend, I really don't feel comfortable making a bullish trade, so I knew I had to make a bear trade here, and I ended up making this one, and it was successful. So I'm happy to share it with you guys here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little insight into the way I actually think about planning a trade and executing on that plan, and I think that's hopefully the biggest takeaway. Trading is emotional, and managing those emotions is a big part of being a successful trader. And one of the ways that you do that is by having a plan and sticking with it. And so for me, I checked all my indicators, my resistances, I checked the SPY and the NASDAQ, confirmed them with Tesla's chart. Everything was in the right direction. I made a plan that I was comfortable with so that I could be in and out instead of sitting there stressing about this trade all day long. I set a limit order to get in, I set a limit order to get out, and I was in and out within 90 seconds for a small $100 profit. And you take that on and you move on to the next one. But yeah, having a trade plan, I think, is a critical part of being successful when you're trading, and I hope you guys learned a little something about the way that I formulate a trade plan when I do active trading. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And of course, let me know in the comments what you think about this trade. If you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. And if you'd like to see me breaking down different stocks, you can check out my main channel, Trading Trends, where I do videos on different stocks all the time with a similar type of analysis. Thanks as always for watching, guys.